Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Madam, and I'm coming back to you once again. This time, I'm going to go over to the Los Angeles Times, and this is in the music section. It says Busta Rhymes says allegations of underpayment, assault, are shakedown by disgruntled ex-assistant. Busta Rhymes seen arriving at the reception after his Hollywood Walk of Fame star ceremony August 1st is denying allegations made by former assistant in lawsuit filed on Monday. I will list the article writer and all of the details in the description as I always do. It says Busta Rhymes is rejecting claims against him in a lawsuit filed this week by a former assistant, calling an attempted shakedown. Dashell Gabbles, who filed the lawsuit Monday in U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of New York, is accusing Rhymes, real name Trevor Smith Jr., of wage and hour violations as well as assault and battery and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Mm-mm. I have been made aware of the claims made by Dashell Gambles, and I completely and categorically deny these allegations, Rhymes said in a statement to the Times. For a very brief period, Dashell assisted me, but it did not work out. Apparently, Dashell has decided to respond to being let go by manufacturing claims against me in an attempt to attack and damage my reputation. Rhymes, age 53, said he is preparing a countersuit and is confident it will expose this for what it is, an attempted shakedown by a disgruntled former assistant. In the lawsuit, which we reviewed by the Times, Gambles alleges that Rhymes repeatedly called him a slur related to sexuality and mocked his poor hearing, telling him to go get a hearing aid. He also said he was improperly categorized as a salaried employee and wasn't paid overtime despite allegedly being required to work between 15, 16, 17-hour shifts regularly for a flat $200 a day. The lawsuit says he was required to perform menial tasks, including fetching cigars for the rapper. The suit says Gabbles, age 44, accompanied Rhymes on tour from early July to early September of last year, 7 days a week without being paid travel time or overtime, then worked for him from 2 p.m. to 8 a.m. daily without pay over his day rate from September the 3rd, 2024 until January 10th. On the last day, the lawsuit alleges Rhymes constructively terminated Gamble's employment by repeatedly punching him in the face after first raging at his assistant for not promptly bringing a catering-sized pan of chicken in from the rapper's car, then chewed Gambles out for sending a text to his minor daughter during work hours. Gambles tolerated a great deal of abuse while working for Busta Rhymes. He could not tolerate the repeated physical assault and was unable to return to work, the complaint says, adding that Gambles went to the hospital for treatment of bruises and swelling and filed a police report regarding the alleged assault. He did not return to work. After Gambles filed the police report, he was frozen out of the hip hop music industry. The complaint alleges he is seeking back pay as well as compensatory and punitive damages and is asking for a jury trial. Ooh-wee. And that is the end of the article right there. I don't know what it is. Do people change when they get in the industry? I'm not saying that Busta Rhymes is guilty. I mean, clearly he has had his run-ins with fans and things of that nature. I think like a couple of years ago, I did post on my page about him. He had allegedly threw a drink in a woman's face, rightfully so. She did grab his buttocks and things of that nature. You don't do that, okay? Please don't do that. And as opposed to him, striking her with his hand or his fist, he threw a drink in the woman's face. So, um, that didn't go anywhere because clearly that would have been an assault on him because she grabbed his butt. You can clearly see it in the video. But nevertheless, he has had his share of run-ins with fans and other people allegedly and things of that nature. Like I said in a previous video, and I said in previous videos that I've done, is that the perception that we have of some of these celebrities are not as what they seem. It's very different, especially when you work with a person or whatever the case is. Now, there wasn't much detail given in this article, but I'm willing to bet that if uh, the person that's suing him, Gabbles, is suing him and they want a jury trial, I don't think that he wants anything to be public. And then also in the article, it alleges that Gabbles went to the hospital for treatment. How many times he went to the hospital for treatment and how many times that this alleged assault happened, that will only come out in the court if it's not dismissed. But um, it's just a crazy thing. It's always something in terms of a disgruntled employee, or they're not paying people their fair wages, knowing that these people have lives of their own and family. It becomes more complicated if you're going by what is being alleged. You're traveling with these celebrities and you're at their beck and call. More famously, apparent in the recent trial of Sean Diddy Combs, where one of his assistants testified about him, basically being at the beck and call no matter what the time is, to the point where they allegedly had to take certain drugs or medications to be able to keep up with the demand that Diddy was, what he expected of them, whatever the case was. But that's just one example. But it's not uncommon. You hear a lot of people, it's more prevalent nowadays. But the recurring theme that always comes back out whenever you hear these celebrities getting into these issues and lawsuits and things like that, they were a disgruntled employee, or you know uh, something along those lines of they didn't do what they were supposed to, or whatever the case was. Sometimes it's more detailed than that, but we won't know until the actual um, case trial, when if it doesn't get dismissed, comes out. So it is what it is. But you guys let me know down in the comment section, were you aware of Busta Rhymes being sued? I mean, the lawsuit was just filed on Monday, so it's only been about what, maybe 5 days, well, 4 or 5 given when you watch this video, days since then. But hey, it is what it is. Come chop it up with me regardless in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And as always, thank you so much. I do appreciate you watching any of my videos, including this one. And with that, you guys, I'm about to head on out. But always remember, be good to yourself first.